Welcome, friends, to another mobile edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. I'm coming to you live from a remote area inside my office. I just wanted to take a moment to update you guys on the capture and killing of Gonzalo Lopez by law enforcement and authorities down in Texas. But before I get into it, I want to say a special thank you to the moderators, the Patreon supporters, the subscribers, the channel members, and all the folks who positively engage in Crime Time with DutyRon. You guys are an awesome group of people, and I'm so proud and honored to have all of you here as active members of Crime Time with DutyRon. And a special thank you to everybody who replays the replays and leaves comments down below. Now, tonight I was live, last night I was live with Jennifer Coffendoffer. Now, I wanted to tell you guys, because some of you had some questions. Before we went live last night, I had advanced intelligence that this was all breaking. But because of the person that I am, I wanted to still bring you the scheduled live stream that we were scheduled to do, which included, Matthew Edgar and Gonzalo Lopez. It said it in the title. But I gathered this intelligence about 20 minutes before we went live, and we got the wheels started with notifying Brian Enton of News Nation, notifying, a couple of folks who needed to know about this. And I just wanted to tell you that, we did have that advanced intel before we went live, but I just simply said to you all, we are going to be hearing about breaking news. So if you go back to that previous live from last night, in the very first minutes of it, I told you there's going to be some breaking news on Gonzalo Lopez. Now, this situation is horrific in all facets. The TDCJ and the Department of Public Safety for Texas, in my eyes, dropped the ball in the public safety realm of this case. They had advanced knowledge that Gonzalo Lopez was still, in fact, in that area. And you heard Melanie Tepeman and her husband, Robert, on with me last night. They said that they were outraged by what happened because the powers that be knew that he had broken into several different locations, either to use the facilities or to hide out. And they didn't notify the public about it. Had they notified the public and made a public statement about it, I don't think that these 5 people, that includes an adult and 4 youths. We don't know the ages of the kids, but we know that they said, 4, not children, 4 young adults, perhaps teenagers, and an adult. And we heard from the Tepeman family, the people who own that home, which is a weekend house, one of the nicest in that area, are in their 80s. They're in their 80s, and they didn't go back there when they were searching for Gonzalo Lopez. They only went back there because Robert Hurst from the TDCJ made a public announcement over a week and a half ago that it's safe to go back and resume your normal life. And that's what has everybody up in arms in Leon County and in Centerville. People are just aggravated and pissed off that 5 lives were taken. And the blood of those people's lives are on the hands of the Texas Department of Public Safety and the TDCJ. That's the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. They are responsible for public safety. And this prisoner escaped from their prison bus inside Centerville. And they did absolutely nothing to notify the general public and the people who live in that area. So it was a ball drop on an epic level. And Melanie went live with Banfield last night. I hope each and every one of you saw my live stream. I continually stayed with the story. I never stay live for 2 hours and 45 minutes. But Gonzalo Lopez, in a sense, broke into their home, which is just a short distance away from the Tepeman family. He broke into their home. He broke into these people's home, and he was inside. And these victims, these 5 victims, were all found inside that home. And we don't know if they were shot, if they were bludgeoned, if they were stabbed. We don't know the cause of their deaths. But we do know that he took their vehicle, an AR-15, And you heard the Tepeman family say, everybody in that area, all those homes, they're hunting houses too. They hunt on the weekends. And they said that, all of those homes, and Melanie said it weeks ago when she was first on with us, her and Robert, her husband, said, we're concerned because if he breaks into one of these houses, he's going to have firearms. He's going to have a gun. He's going to have stuff. And they said that several weeks ago. When this all first started, we had them on. And sure enough, he took an AR-15, he took a handgun, and he went on the run. And that bolo was put out for the white Chevy Silverado, and the bolo went out, and the Atascosta County Texas sheriffs in Danton, Texas, that's the Atascosta, I don't think I'm saying it right, county in Texas. It's near San Antonio, right outside San Antonio. They got the bolo for the 1999 Chevy Silverado white, and they threw out spike strips. And they threw out the spike strips, and they caused him to crash into a telephone pole. But what did Gonzalo Lopez do? Gonzalo Lopez got out of the car, and he engaged in a firefight with those deputies. They returned fire, and they killed him. And you know what? The world is a better place right now. It's a safer place without Gonzalo Lopez on the street. But what did it cost us? It cost five human lives. And that's the travesty of justice that has gone on here with the TDCJ and the Department of Public Safety. I don't blame the police and the local police. They're not the one who let Gonzalo Lopez out. It's the Texas Department of Corrections. The police put him in custody. They locked him up. The police sent him to prison. The prosecutors prosecuted him. He got sent to prison. He's on the run and out loose, not because of the local police. So nobody should be bashing the local police. What they should be doing is looking to TDCJ and the Department of Public Safety, who told the public on a Facebook live stream that I covered. A news reporter asked Robert Horton, I don't remember his name. I'm so pissed at that guy. But a news reporter asked him, is it safe for the residents to go back to their normal lives? And his answer was unequivocally yes. We're still going to keep personnel here, right? We're going to still keep personnel here. And we're going to talk about the personnel that was left behind in Leon County and in Centerville. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, Ed Wallace, myself, and Robert and Melanie Tepeman will be on live with us tonight. I will link that down below in the description. So if you want to watch and hear some of the inside information that was knowledge to the residents of not only Centerville, but Leon County. They had knowledge that things were going on and things weren't right, but it wasn't put out by the Texas Department of Public Safety or the DCJS. It was rumors that were out there, and those rumors were true. And not everybody was privy to those rumors. Hence the 5 innocent people who were killed. It's a travesty of justice. Somebody has to step up. What the hell is going on in the state of Texas? What is happening? We got all kinds of buffoonery and fuckery going on in the state of Texas where public safety is jeopardized. I mean, look, we have this Matthew Edgar running around. He was given bail. We talked about it last night on the live stream. He killed a 19-year-old girl, shot her in the face with a shotgun in the side of the neck. Texas let him out. He's out. I love the great state of Texas, but what the hell is going on with the judicial system and the law enforcement, the corrections, not the law enforcement, but the corrections and the judicial system? It's mind-blowing. I am baffled. I didn't even sleep last night. I was up till probably 4 a.m, tossing and turning. By a show of hands here in the chat, who was on the live that we did last night? It was 2 hours and 45 minutes. But if you scroll to the 1 hour and 1 minute and 54 second mark, that's where it starts with Robert Tepeman. And then all of this story broke while we were live. The story broke. As a matter of fact, on my live, I told Melanie Tepeman, because she wasn't sure if she wanted to give an interview to Banfield, to News Nation. I said, go and do it. They're going to get the story out. Give them what you know, give them the story and get it out there. That was before Gonzalo Lopez was captured and killed. So you see that. That's what happened. We went and we got that information out there through News Nation. Jen Koffendorfer and I were texting Brian Enton and telling him what was going on. And we wanted that story to go international and nationally, and it did. And that all developed while we were live. Thank you, Eddie. I'm going to highlight some of these comments. Thank you for the support, everybody that's here, Dawn Marie, all the moderators. Thank you to the super chatters, anybody who likes, comments, and shares this video. Please consider subscribing to Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace. We're going to be live at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, Friday night. We're going to go over this case. Mac Randall Jr., I can't agree with you more. Melanie is the hero in this case, and so is Braxton, her son. The Tepeman family have been brave through and through, and there's a lot of people who might have argued that, hey, why are you guys coming out and speaking out? But she said it so eloquently last night. She didn't even say it on Banfield. She said it on my show. She said, if I don't talk, who's going to talk? Nobody's saying anything. She was the only civilian witness to eyewitness Gonzalo Lopez escape from that prison bus. And don't forget the Jewett police officer who stood there and watched him run into that field. That Jewett police officer, I don't know what he was thinking, but he did nothing. In Melanie's words, she's an eyewitness. I believe everything that she says. She witnessed with her own eyes that Jewett police officer in that video that Braxton took stood outside his vehicle and watched Gonzalo Lopez go out into the field. And guess what? Braxton Braxton says on that little video that they created, Mom, I hope the people who are towards that house where he's running is safe. Does anybody remember Braxton saying that? Well, tonight I'm going to play it live, and you guys are going to hear it again of him saying, Mom, I hope those people over by that house are safe. Guess what? That's the house that Gonzalo Lopez killed 5 people in. How about that? You didn't hear that anywhere else but here. That house that Braxton, the little 11-year-old boy, said to his mommy, I hope those people are safe in that house over there. That was the exact house that he killed 5 people in, the house that he was referring to. So that is shocking in itself. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Let me see who that came from. Mandy Morrow, thank you so much. Has that Robert Durst? Thank you. That's his name. Robert Durst guy been fired. He was taken off of the public speaking. As you see last night, there was a press conference from TDCJ. That's a tongue twister. So TDCJ gave a press conference, and you didn't see him talk, but he was there. I told Melanie and Robert, he's a public servant. He's not getting fired. He was taken off that job of public speaking because he sucked at it. They took him off the public speaking is because he was not doing a good job. So he didn't get fired, but he's not the public speaker for the TDCJ. So again, folks, there's so much stuff that law enforcement and the authorities from the corrections department had that video, had the intel from the Tepemans. They didn't go and interview them once. They didn't once go over to their house and ask them, hey, ma'am, let me, as a detective, I would be like, hey, ma'am, what exactly did you and your son see? I want to get a written statement from you of exactly what you saw. She said last night, not one person called her or asked to interview her from the Department of Corrections or anybody. Anthony, I agree with that statement. No winners here. Absolutely. I agree with that statement. I wanted to go and highlight it. There it is. No winners. Guess what? We have 5 extra people who lost their lives. We don't know the ages on the kids. We don't know the ages. We don't know if there was boys or girls there. We don't know the age of the adult. But according to the Tepeman family, people that live in that house or that own that house are in their 80s, the senior citizens. So again, you know, nobody went over and asked questions. I would say this: they would be the prime people who I'd want to speak to if I was investigating the escape of Gonzalo Lopez, because they were plastered all over the news. That video was viral. It was everywhere. That video that Braxton took on the advice of his mother was a viral video. Why did anybody from the TDCJ or anybody who is investigating this step forward and ask her, ma'am, can you give me a statement? Can you tell us what you saw? I'm going to play a little clip. You just tell me if the audio is good. This is from News Nation. I'm going to play this. I'm just going to hold it up. Tell me if you can hear it.
Breaking overnight, the month-long manhunt for an escaped inmate is over. We're learning this dangerous criminal possibly murdered a family of 5 while on the run. The Texas Department of Criminal Justice tweeting this photo of Gonzalo Lopez and the word deceased. They say police killed Lopez in a shootout 30 miles south of San Antonio, Texas. Now, just hours earlier, they said he is suspected of killing 1 adult and 4 children. News Nation's Ileana Diaz live with the dramatic end to this search. Ileana?
Adrian, Lopez killed a family of 5 from Houston who had just arrived to what police believe is their weekend home. Lopez then stole their car and was chased down by police. He was eventually shot and killed in a shootout with officers. Overnight, the massive manhunt for convicted murderer 46-year-old Gonzalo Lopez coming to an end.
Sigh of relief that Lopez will not be able to hurt anyone else.
Police killed Lopez during a shootout late Thursday night after the car he stole was stopped by a spike strip. Just hours before, police found a Houston family dead in their weekend home after a relative called police concerned about their whereabouts. Police say Lopez killed an adult and 4 children at their home before stealing their truck.
Lopez is obviously a killer. He has a disregard for human life.
The victim's home is about a mile from where Lopez was last seen 3 weeks ago when he escaped a prison bus and went missing. A neighbor in the area spoke to Ashley Banfield on News Nation last night and said this never should have happened.
This is Melanie.
It was very easy for him to find a place, you know, that there wasn't someone living in for him to hide out and do that, which obviously is what he did. But I'm angry. I am angry at TDCJ for leaving us vulnerable and their negligence for allowing this man to escape.
Lopez led police on the largest manhunt they've had in the history of Texas. Lopez disappeared near Centerville, Texas on May 12th after stabbing the driver of his prison bus, then managing to get out of his handcuffs and the metal cage he was in. He was killed about 35 miles south of San Antonio. Lopez was a convicted murderer with a life sentence for capital murder and aggravated assault, and another life sentence for attempted capital murder. He also had a connection to the Mexican mafia. Lopez was also on the top 10 list of the most wanted fugitives in Texas. Adrian?
All right, thank you, Ileana, for more on. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to.
So that was the best that I could do for you here in my office. I'm using that mic that I started using yesterday. I like the style of this mic. I could just use it and clip it on anywhere. But Melanie Tepeman and the Tepeman family are the heroes here. They're the ones that got this thing rolling. They're the ones who the only people who gave us the actual video of this prisoner escaping custody. The Department of Corrections, you remember, they said that there was no video inside that bus. Shame on them. They should have had video inside that bus. But Melanie was the only civilian witness and her son to watch Gonzalo Lopez run out into the cornfields or into the pasture and get out of custody. So kudos to them. I give thanks and praise to them because they saw something and they said something. So God bless the Tepeman family. I want to encourage you guys to check the link down below in this live stream. I'm going to put a link to tonight. Thank you for becoming a member. That was Libra33 is a new member of Crime Time with DutyRon. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. So 9 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have the Tepeman family on live with us to talk more about this and talk more about the frustration from the people of Centerville, from Leon County. Ed Wallace is going to join us. He's going to be available on Friday night to join us. I think it should be an interesting live stream, to say the least. We're going to hear a lot about it. Check out my video from last night, and I'm going to tell you that 2 hour and 45-minute live stream was not planned to go that long. The reason I took it longer and let it go is because of this breaking story of Gonzalo Lopez and 5 people found murdered inside their weekend getaway home in Leon County, Centerville. I mean, again, the blood of these people are on the hands of the Texas Department of Public Safety and the TDCJ. These people they have a lot of explaining to do. They have a lot of unanswered questions to answer. And the people of Leon County and the people of Texas and people of America, of the United States, want to know what the hell, why the hell this happened? How the hell did this happen? This is unacceptable, despicable, disgusting. And we're going to hear more about these 5 victims. So prayers, strength, positive vibes. This community is broken. And the people who live within there are now still, they don't feel comfortable about this. And they rightfully shouldn't. It's just despicable. It's unacceptable. I mean, there's not enough adjectives that I could use to describe how people are feeling down there. But anyways, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you can, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to this great community. Follow me and Ed Wallace on all things social media, all one word, DutyRon. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. All 4 of those platforms, we are live under DutyRon. DutyRon is all you got to search. So thank you to the new members. Thank you to the Patreon supporters. Thank you to the replay viewers, the moderators, and everybody who subscribed during this live stream. I love you guys. I respect you. We're going to bring you the best facts that we can on this case. And we're going to stay close to it. We're going to cover it. We're going to talk about it. And we're not going to be silenced. We have to get the truth out because there's so much more to this story. There's stuff that happened behind the scenes in this story I can't even tell you about yet. But I know there's more. If you think that your mind is blown right now, there's more. There's more information about things that happen. I'll just give you a little bit of a hint. Gonzalo Lopez had help, and he had help from within. He had help from within. That's the only little bit of tidbit I can give you. He had help. Somebody helped him get away. So we're going to talk about that tonight, and we're going to talk about it moving forward. And I'm hoping that the TDCJ steps up and gives full disclosure on what the F happened. What the F happened that day that he broke out. How did that freaking happen? We want answers, and we want them now. All right, guys, as I always like to end all these, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. And God bless each and every one of us here in the chat. But especially these 5 victims and all victims of crime, including Uvalde, 21 victims that were murdered at the hands of a crazed mass shooter. We send them strength, prayers, positive vibes. Thank you for being a part of this community. I'll see you tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Peace and love from DutyRon.